Alrighty, good evening and welcome back to Stationeers. Going back to Venus, and I have a plan. I was playing around with some stuff. I have a plan to enhance the efficiency of my cooling and water production, which we will see for sure a death today. As a matter of fact, almost instantaneously. Matter of fact, let's see if I can get my clothes off before I die. And stand in the pile of skulls, because... Yep, there we go. Okay. So, that didn't take long. But I have a plan to remedy this. And that is going to be to... Okay. Alright. Well, apparently... Something about the respawn point. Okay, I guess I've got to hit that respawn point and remind it that that's where I am respawning. Okay, there's the set point. Alright. Okay. Alright, that is more better. Okay. So, now, okay, so we've got a water problem for sure. What I wanted to do was make some additional Stirlings and see if I could enhance the cooling prior to it getting into the facility. And all that. One
oxygen
flush.
low pressure.
Okay.
Oxygen critical.
There we go. So, I wanted to make Stirlings, 3 of them. And I can make 2 of them with the copper that I've got. And if I chuck more copper in here, I should be able to make another set. Then additionally, I want to do solar panels. Probably should put them in a room of some kind, at least to protect them from the storms. Just to get a baseline power generation, because the wind power, it's great. The batteries help out, that's great. But I want to make sure that I have some baseline production. So, how are we doing? Oh yeah, we are sucking pollutant out of there, but how are we doing in here? We're actually pretty low pressure. 4 megapascals. We're trying to... Okay, we're coming down here. This is actually starting to look pretty good. And yeah, start liquefying it eventually. We get some decent cooling here. There we go. Very pathetic. Very pathetic. But we're getting liquid on this side, so that is what I really wanted. Get this cooled down, then this can cool down more, condense better. Yep, okay. Chain reaction. This is another thing I want to see. I've got 740 mole in there because I was also researching another way of using the air conditioning kits that just makes so much sense. So, solar panel. I'm going to need more gold than what I've got. Going to need a heck of a lot more copper than what I've got. I've got enough... No, I'm going to need more steel. Let's go ahead and turn you off, since you're empty, apparently. Okay, so gold. Oh, I got some copper. If I have enough... Yep, okay, so I can make more steel. That's good. Copper... I'll pull that up there. So definitely need to do the gold bit. Don't know what charcoal's in there, but... oh, cool. Those do stack. Good. I'll throw you in there too. Iron. We'll need iron for that. See if I got any laying around. Iron, silver, Constantan. I don't need that much. Give me the iron. Thank you. Gold is in here. There we go. Okay, got the gold. 2 blast, 2 mining charges. That's all I need. Let's see, 4 steel. Yeah, I'm gonna need more steel frames because those are iron. Come back here, Invar. Alright, this I think is set to, yeah, the pipe bender. I will need some frames. I have 4. I plan to put out 9 solar panels just for that baseline. I will need heavy cables as well. Okay. Pick up, drop in there. Okay, basically I need 10. That's what I was thinking there. Sheets, I don't need really that many sheets. Just enough. The yeah. Wall. Now, here's something I want to check up. Walls. Wall plating. So this is from flat wall, 300 kPa difference. That would be enough to go vacuum. Okay. So let's just do flat wall. Wait, can flat wall make a window? Flat wall cannot make a window. Okay, that's no good. That is no good. There's padded windows. Let's see if that's what has to be. I don't think reinforced window 8 megapascal difference. Okay, good to know. That requires astraloy. Nope, too much. Okay. How about window? Let's look up window, because that's what I need for... Okay, so padded window, composite window. 200 kPa. No. So padded window. If I want to vacuum it. 200. Which requires steel and glass. Okay. What's another thing? Do I have any insulated pipes laying around? Yes, of course I do. Do I have enough? 10? I believe that should be enough. And I've got some left over here. Yeah. Do that. Okay, so I've got some. Very good. So that'll give me what I need on that. The Stirlings, what does it require for making, for building? I will need a gas canister, so 2 steel sheets and 2 electronic parts per. So I'm going to need 6 and 6 electronic parts. See if I got enough for that. Stupid cleanup script. Iron, gold, copper. Okay. Oh my goodness, go in there. Gold. I don't need that. Iron. I didn't look at the what I need for it. 3, 2, 3. So that's 6. Yep, okay. I can make 6. Steel sheets, I will need more. Oh, that's right. I'm going to need more than that. So let's worry about the Stirlings first. So I'm going to need at least 3, possibly 4, just for that. So let's make sure I've got that. And I need 6 steel sheets to assemble them. Okay. Steel sheets. So it's 6 of those. Silly. 6 on top of 4, 10. 10? 10? 10, 10, 220. And then we will worry about the solar panels, which will require lots of glass and windows and all that fun stuff. If I want to protect them from the elements, which seems like it would be a very smart idea. So I stop spending so much silicon repairing them. So I've got 2 kits, 2 canisters. So we can make up another one. For now, I can leave that there. So I don't need that. Grab this, stack that. I won't need that. Drop that. Okay, good. So now, canister, canister, canister should be just enough. We're going to start with 1500 there. Try to get 50 mole. That is ridiculously hot. Let's turn that off. That's another thing I need to... I noticed that the greenhouse was hot. How warm is it in there? Okay, it's still 40 degrees. And carbon dioxide is falling. But it's 0.2%. Yeah, I got to get the nitrogen out of there at some point, which is another thing that I want to accomplish today. But first things first. So I've got the parts that I need to assemble the Stirlings minus the canisters, which I'm not mixing at the moment. It is empty, so I don't need to run them at the moment. Okay. All right. Well, I suppose I should just run out there and start assembling it. Okay. All right. So my plan is it's gonna impede a little bit on my furnace hot room, but I'm not generating heat like I thought I was, so that's not a big deal. Okay, so we're going to put the Stirlings this way. Right? Going out the front to the back. Out the front to the back. Out the front to the back. There we go. And is it a wrench or a welding torch? Okay, torch, torch, torch. Where are you? There you go. Okay, there's that. Screwdriver and the electronics parts. Okay, good. And I was actually pleasantly surprised with how well that these perform, being literally daisy-chained together. So what I'll do is put the turbo pump here, and we will merge. You know what? This line is a vacuum, so it doesn't matter. But probably could have left half of that. But anyway, how well these things actually work in series, just using one set of pumps. So that, I was happy that that worked out. Okay. I do not have my spare oxygen canister, so I need to be aware of that. Okay. So there we go. So I will put the and you're coming straight out. Okay.
Waste tank.
Well, actually, you know, that makes sense. That one does make sense. Keeping an eye on the waste tank. There we go. Okay, and we will go ahead and grab this. And
Hydration critical.
okay, do I need to? Yeah, I actually don't. Do I? What am I doing? Oh, that was for the. Yeah, that was just for the pump. Okay. So since that one's going to be over there, okay, there's that, and then we will do. Hey, good evening. Yep, I am the caveman, the mole man. It's early on. I think that's about the only way you can really play Venus well. So let's. There we go. Increase. Let's label this as turbo pump in. And then set that properly here. Turbo pump in, turbo pump out. So I need to attach these things power-wise. I am going to run out of oxygen in my tank, so yes, actually I was kind of exploring that, but I didn't get into creating my infinite loop with the Stirlings. One of the minor beefs I have with the game, although I understand why they do it, is how you can make free energy. But yeah, the turbines do really well. You just have to have enough battery to ride out the lulls and the storms. And solar panels, they're a continuous source pretty much between day and night. Well, I mean, not obviously not at night. Well, speaking of which, I'm out of power there. Yeah, okay. So waste tank, let's empty that first. And then let's swap this out. Okay, there was a boatload of pressure still in that line, which I thought there would be, which is why I did that. Okay. And then that's good enough for me. Do that. So now I can go out there for some more. Now, let's take a look. So at 5, what do we got? 5 megapascals. I am at 124 mole. I want 50, so I think 1500 is a good starting point, especially I gotta wait for that temperature to come down too. So, okay. Alright, so Stirlings ready to hook up. I think I've got enough heavy cable to actually do it. And then next time I make steam, it should come in cooler, which is one of the problems I've had. Oh yeah, I can do this real easy because yeah, there we go. Whoops. Yeah, it certainly is on the tricky side because bedrock is so close. So you have to basically run to the base of a hill, which is what I did here. This is pre-terrain beta because, well, the way I designed my base, it's not airtight in the air, so it has to be in the base of a mountain. But that's all right. I will eventually get it to the point where it is airtight all around, and I will make it float. Oh yeah, I need a canister. Stop it. But otherwise, I think these are all ready to go. So I will inject the hot steam, run it through 6 of these, which it's not about the power generation, it's about the cooling. Then return back. What I want to do is actually put up a radiator system, probably right here, with some logic chips that enable me to go through the process of some additional cooling if it's too warm. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start building out where my little solar panel array might end up. And I don't know if this will actually obstruct the wind turbines or not. I don't know if that's a thing. I suppose we will find out. Whoa! As far as on the, I guess it would be the new stable branch, I'm not exactly sure what the composition is. Whoa! I forgot about that. Getting pushed around. But right now it's 93% carbon dioxide, 7% nitrogen, and a smidgen of pollutants. It's actually, all in all, pretty clean. But let's see, this is going to be a single frame, single frame, single frame, single frame. I did not count these correctly, or I forgot to. Okay, so I am out of steel sheets, steel frames. Must be out of my charcoal already. I'll go ahead and throw that in. Okay, copper. I do need copper. Alright, I don't need all that much. I just need it to process. Spit it out. Call it good. That'll work. Oh, I was going to make steel, too. Yeah, whatever. One little step at a time.
Health low.
Health low. Yeah, I'm going to die again because of the thirst issue. Poor planning on my part. Yeah, 260. I can't drink that. Yeah, this is still struggling too. What am I? This is pushing against this, which is oh. Yeah, okay. I probably should wait for this to actually get to operating temperature before I really. Okay, well here's 40. This thing should really be. I'm out of gas. That's I can't condense because I can't get the gas pressure up high enough. Speaking of which, I should decrease this. I don't want it getting too far up there. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have a problem here. Stop. What do I got you set to? Oh, I've got you set to 5. Set you to 55. So if the pressure starts climbing too high, which quite frankly maybe I need to do it on this side. Crap, these are getting dangerously full. So you need to be over here. Two. Come on. Oh, crap. Of course that's not going to be... Am I going to be one short? Am I going to blow a tank because I'm one short? Too short? Okay, are we still too high? Okay, it's down low enough, it's not a problem. So I need to have the purge on this side. Good to know. Volatiles, the best way is to use the a combustor. Well, either combustor will give you volatiles, or you can throw biomass through the furnace and it'll also make it. And I actually had quite a bit of volatiles going. So, right. Okay. Alright, let's grab spare wire from places that don't need it. Okay, that's going to be just enough. Just enough to get me started. Goodness gracious. Okay. Alright. 5,500. Not that high. 5,500. Silly. Close. Purge valve. That's what I wanted. Okay.
Hunger caution.
There we go. Okay. So now, if it goes over pressure, it should dump it into the gas side. So this should give me what I want, and I don't need it over here. Okay. Let's try that again. See if we can do it without blowing it up. Of course, now I lost a ridiculous, probably a ridiculous amount of gas. Hey, Tread. Good evening. So I'm trying to prevent myself from rupturing pipes. I finally figured out what my problem is. I'm evaporating in the cross flow, and I don't have anything to move to the other side. So I've got an emergency purge valve that hopefully should maintain the pressure no higher than 5,500 megapascal. Correction, 5,500 kilopascals. Yeah, you like to sing that. Okay, so I will bring it down a little bit. So maybe you'll stop singing. There we go. Won't go above 4,800. There we go. Should be pushing this higher. Pushing heat into this side, which this should be cooling more. And this stuff is still struggling. I want to get that set up properly, but a little bit at a time. So as long as this isn't going to rupture, I'm happy. I think I can deal with that. We are condensing. The temperature's getting up a little there. Although this side, I can do this now. But that effectively clamps the upper temperature. Which actually might be a good idea to try to keep it at 80 degrees. You know what? I might try that. It's actually easier to find pollutant this way. Pollutant can't be above 95, really. So let's do 4,800. That should give me something to work with there. And then what is coolant is carbon dioxide, so we got to make sure that we stay above -8. So if I set it to 3150, I think we're good. I'll even do 3175 just to make sure. So we should be good. Nitrogen won't be a problem. Yep, this is the cooling unit. So this is the phase change. So here's the evaporator that takes the heat out of this side and dumps it into the liquid, or into the gas rather. So boils off, takes a bunch of heat off.
Health critical.
Yep, I'm gonna die again. And here's the condensation side that will take the heat out of the gas, make it into a liquid, and push it out this side. So then this is the air conditioner chain. Once I get this functional and get enough water, then I plan to do a water loop in series with this. So let me jump in my garden before I die, and I'll show you those phase change diagrams. Nope, wrong button. Okay, blow out the pollutant. You can actually do it with CO2. You can actually do it with any gas. It's just you have a very limited working range. So what are we doing here? Probably out of CO2 because it's hot in here. Well, yeah, I think it's complaining about CO2. Anyway, the Yeah, so I have the pollutant here. If we compare it with carbon dioxide, you can see where carbon dioxide's phase diagram is. And it's very... Why is log scale not selected? Interesting. So there's a very narrow band in which carbon dioxide would actually work for this. Now water, on the other hand, has a much higher working range. This is almost storm atmospheric temperature on Venus. So 1 AC could, and if you're using storm gas, could get you to phase change with water. And you can bring it all the way down to 0 degrees. Or you bring it to 140, almost 150 degrees, and you can use pollutant down to negative 90, which can actually freeze carbon dioxide. And just barely tip into nitrogen on volatiles. So oxygen still can't condense at those temperatures. But if you wanted to go cryogenic, after pollutant, you'd probably go straight into volatiles. And then from there you could do nitrogen, because I think nitrogen has the lowest freezing point. So that would be my setup if I wanted to go all the way down to liquid nitrogen temperatures, would be water, pollutant, volatiles, nitrogen. So on Venus, that does mean you need 1 or 2 air conditioners on the front to get you to that initial working level. So, just for the fun of it, you can't name them. I was going to say, could I name them? Which death it is. Trying to tell if this is really losing health or not. It kind of hit or miss. Big problem is carbon dioxide. So, and the reason I've got a carbon dioxide problem is because the temperature in here is too high. I'm not pulling oxygen out of it. Because my oxygen's too hot. That's what I'm using to cool the water. But I'm also dumping a boatload of heat into the cooling system that's not quite ready for it.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, nitrogen, CO2, that certainly is a not useful for phase change. My plain air conditioners do have carbon dioxide as their coolant. Mostly, some pollutant has snuck in there, but that's, yeah. Volatiles, I'm more afraid of the volatiles than I am of the pollutant. I don't know what kind of tolerance you get for pollutant, like how long you can breathe it at what concentrations before you start really having a problem.
Oxygen low.
But
Oxygen critical.
but I know volatiles can ignite your entire base. Very super stupid easy. Ask me how I know. Just 5 volatile ice accidentally dropping on the floor brought my entire Mars base, which is a very large area, up to 60 degrees. Killed off all my plants from 25. So it had some heating to it. Solar panels. I'm going to need more copper than that. I/O, one thing I did want to do, logic. It's called logic. Logic I/O. Hey, guess what? It's got just enough. Well, I guess I shouldn't use up my gold. Okay. Well, let's take a look at our how our loop's doing here. So the hot side is 42 degrees. That's very nice. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Probably tells me I need to throw some more liquid in, but our evaporator should actually be doing something now. Now it's pretty hot on this side still because we're dumping boatloads of energy. But I think we can get away with stealing a cable from somewhere because I don't have... Well, maybe I need a print... Oh, hey, guess what? Haha. The one cable I need. The one cable to rule them all. Yeah. Yeah. Feel like that one episode of Futurama where the clones have a really short life. Okay, I think that's probably... Oh, that's only 50 liters on that side. No, let's... That makes some sense. What are we doing over here? Okay, we are pushing against that. Oops. Who is singing? Because you're 60 megapascals. Oh, you know what? It's probably you because you probably sing at 4.9. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you're singing and not taking damage. Yep. Okay, as this condenses more and more liquid. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually... Well, I shouldn't say that this is the first Brutal that I've done. This is my 8th attempt at Brutal on Venus, and as you can see from the pile of skulls, I've pretty much failed my hardcore challenge. So I've been cheating by throwing a respawn point in there. I got sick of the same, first 3 hours. But, yeah, I gotta wait for this to cool down. But, as far as planets I've tried Brutals on, Venus is the only one that I've done. So it's been brutal, for sure. And I noticed that the difficulties themselves, like easy, normal, Stationeers, really not that big of a deal. But the brutal start is wicked. Okay, I gotta wait for daybreak to actually do any useful mining. There's the... I didn't want the gold, I wanted the iron. Because I need to print off a canister. That was really one iron? I swore I had more. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that it would be relatively easy on Mars, which is why I decided that I would
Power low.
not do Brutal on Mars. Just seemed a little too on the easy side for what I wanted to accomplish. Let's see, power. Let's flip you around. Huh. I had plans to put out 3 more wind turbines. I forgot about those. That was... Set you down there for now. Stacker? Why would I want to stack? Oh, I know. I was going to put a stacker on the electronics. But this vending machine's in the way. I have to change. I need to expand my base. That's all there is to that. I need to expand my base. Give me my iron. Yeah, I would say that the hardest part about the Stationeers difficulty would be the usage on the jetpack, because I think it's like 5 times. So That makes, if you rely on the jetpack, makes it rough. Luckily, I don't rely on the jetpack, so. Okay. Alright. That's right about where I wanted it to be. What's the temperature? 72. Still a little extreme. Can get away with that, though. Put you in my backpack so I don't lose you. Any more coal? Which again, need to go mining. You're coming down. That's good. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oops. Nice thing about these is they use very little power. I think each of these units use 50 watt. And these can use up to basically 400. Yeah, I try to avoid using the jetpack as well, especially in here. Quite frankly, did I forget to turn the vent on? I forgot to turn the vent on. Get a little bit of coal. I want to get those Stirlings. Well, the Stirlings at this point don't matter so much. Okay. Trying to get this up to about 50 mole. Okay, 1.7. Got a 1900. I think I was putting 2 megapascals in the others. Yeah. I've seen some of the fun stuff with the portable AC unit. Okay, we still got. All right. Wind must be kicking up just enough. That didn't really go where I thought it would go. .10. Let's go 2150. With this particular pressure. That'll work for me. Waiting on the power. So, I need gold. I need copper. I think I'm okay on silicon for now. Iron. Iron, gold, copper. Iron, gold, copper. Wind went low. Wind went way low. basically, I'm at a point where I've got to wait for daybreak. How we doing? 90 degrees. Still fighting with the condensation unit. Eventually we get there. Come on, give me daybreak. Give me daybreak. Give me 50 moles. Drop and give me 50 moles. Okay, so we'll deploy this. We'll get the Stirlings ready to, well, they'll be set. Need to print off some more frames, walls, all that. Get a solar room figured out. Maybe even put an airlock on it if I'm going to plan to vacuum it out. But if I get base solar going on, then it should be a lot easier for me to maintain temperatures. Well, okay, so what's another thought? Well, I guess I'm not going to finish that thought. Radiator. Thinking a medium radiator. So steel sheet to go with it. Copper steel invar. That's actually pretty cheap. But if I set up a convection radiator, I can blow off the remainder of the heat in the steam line as it comes in, so that these AC units will have far less to do. And we're trying to go to 2150. Come on, 2150. It's 2150. Okay. Come on, I'd like to go outside. I'd like to go outside and get what I need. Check on my garden, see how it's doing. Still quite toasty. My plants will probably end up dying.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, hydration critical. Yep. How many deaths in a day will we get? Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess I will keep that in my hand, so I'm going to need it. Chuck you in there. There we go. Put you there, put you there. Alright. So we need gold and silicon. I know there's gold and silicon over this way. That's one chunk of silicon, but that's not good enough for me. That's actually cobalt. Uranium. Oh, there's some silicon. There, that's a chunk of silicon. And some gold. Gold. Silicon. You know what? That'll work. Okay. We're still pulling air in. Still pulling air in. Quite violently. Alright, we done? We done? We done? We done? Ores are stopped moving. It's a good time for me to roll in. Okay, copper. Pretty good copper everywhere. Gold. Okay. Okay. Yes, getting a base to vacuum on Venus is one of the biggest. Oh, wow. One of the biggest steps, because that reduces the amount of waste tankage you have, and the sooner the better for sure. Then it extends your
Waste tank caution.
cooling out quite a bit, or your oxygen. Keep it reclaimed, all that. Yeah. One of the most important steps. And not smashing your face into a rock. Okay. There's that, and then there's that. Let's go ahead and switch out the canister. And there's some... Why won't... Okay, there we go. Now it'll pick up the iron. Until I fill up. Okay. Ironically enough, I didn't get any... Let's grab some coal. Grab some coal as I see it on the way back, because I'm going to need that. Okay, there's that. There's that. $16, that's not quite what I want. Might be all I get. That's nickel, don't need nickel. There's some coal buried in there. Coal buried in here. I like a full stack at least, but kind of mined out all the nearby spots without going into a hole. But at least I've gotten quite a bit of gold and copper out of the deal. Oh god. Not under my feet. I hate it when it mines under my feet. Okay, there's that. Coal there. Whoa, don't suck me in, don't suck me in. I know I'm being a little bit more reckless than I have been in the past. Getting a little too comfortable. About time to smash my face. Woo! I didn't quite mean right then and there. Okay. Let's see. Throw that in there and boom. There. We got a full stack of coal. Good. Whoopsie. Going up the wrong hill. That would have been bad. I can't find my base. At the moment, I don't need lead. I've got a fair amount of solder, and I haven't been using it a lot. The one thing lead is good for, though, is, if I recall correctly, nitrogen. So that would be one good use for it. Whoop. Okay, stop moving. Thank you. Okay, there's coal. So I just need that, and we're good there.
Waste tank caution.
Can I get a batch of coal started? Or steel? Okay, we're going to... Okay. Oh, yeah. There is a fair amount. No tuber. Hey, good evening. I have not yet updated my furnace. Just another one of those things. Trying to work on my cooling system. There we go. We've got what I wanted. Finally. So I have added 2 skulls, about to add a third for dehydration. I don't know if I'd call it proper, but I do have it doing a little bit of work. I'm still kind of exceeding its capabilities, but we are starting to get there. This, yeah. Yeah, bullet bill might be the way to go. Okay. How are we doing up here? Okay, we got pressure up here, so that's not a problem. And then I've got my little safety valve over here to make sure that I don't exceed. So we're slowly getting to a working temp. Still ridiculous that this is actually higher than the evaporation chamber, or the condensation chamber. Yeah. That's actually something I haven't looked at lately as a trader, to see if I can sell something. Cosmos Convenience. He's not going to really... Well... Maybe. Maybe I can make a tool. Ooh. Yep, I can bury the bodies in the garden, and nobody will ever know. Okay. So I just set up 3 more Stirlings outside. So hopefully I can get, when I make the steam, down to a more sensible temperature. Yeah, bone meal is extremely good for plants, indeed. Indeed. Condensation because of the pressure. How is the temperature of the oxygen? That is down to operating temperature. That's good. Reminds me I need to fill this guy back to there. Let's dump that into there. Ought to mean my greenhouse is coming down to temperature. Yep, all my plants died. That's what I figured. Pressure's way down. Oh god, the nitrogen's a problem. Okay, nitrogen. Alright, what do we need? How can I... Alright, I think what I'm going to do is temporarily remove my oxygen filter system and make it a nitrogen filter system. By doing this. This is the filtered side. Let's first pull the filters. Because I need to put the nitrogen filters in there. Nitrogen filter. Guess it doesn't really matter which one I grab. But now I can dump nitrogen out of that room. And try to bring this up, actually. This is actually the answer. Right here. This right here is the problem. So we're going to pull the nitrogen out. We're going to leave the oxygen in there.
Hunger caution.
Yep, hunger caution. Yeah, you would... the problem is getting this down to a operating temperature for sure, and then going from there. I did have a working system, and then I put this in, and I severely overloaded it. So right now I'm bringing the oxygen temperature back. So of course I don't know how bad it's going to be when I overload it again. But if I start getting enough water, I can make another system, and I can do two phase change. Now this guy, I've got to figure out how... well, you know, okay, the way it's configured, it's going to try and bring the oxygen ratio to 50% or a minimum of 50 kPa and temperature underneath. I think we can make this work. Let's just make sure. Nitrogen is going to get filtered out here. Just going to get sucked into that tank over there. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good there. And we'll set the O2 filters down here, though. Okay. Next step. I want more steel frames. I guess I can grab some silicon. That's enough for 25 windows. 15 windows. Don't need too many of these. I guess I do need more steel sheets than I originally planned on. Okay, let's go to sheets. Or maybe wall. Now, padded wall. So I think you can make a padded window. And it uses padded wall. Yep. So I plan to put in 10 total solar panels. So it'll be 5 times 2, 20 walls. right? Because you'll have 10 on the ceiling. Ten on the sides, 4 front and back, if I do it that way. Oh, and cabling. Yeah, that's another problem. Cabling. I'll just say 25.
Health critical.
Health critical. Oh no. Watch me die again. Wait a minute. What? Okay. Oop. Let's not wander off too long. Let's just say 25, then we're good. I will eventually want to put an airlock on this sucker. That'll leave me with, you know what? I'll go ahead and do that. So what's our temperature here? 26.5. We're getting to a very reasonable temperature now. Yep, the pollutant that's stuck in this line has condensed. That's okay. As long as I don't condense the CO2, which I'd have to hit -8 for. Doing pretty good. How much energy are you transferring? Not really. 5 kilojoules. And it's daylight again. $10 for the oxygen. How we doing over here? Temperature's okay. Whoop, not that low. Okay, let's go in to get ready to die. This would be a good place for a legitimate airlock. Okay. Fern is dead. Yeah, I should have harvested the plants while I could. Can I Alt-C? Nope. Okay. Yep, I should have cleared the plants while I could. Actually, got a nitrogen problem in here is what I got. What it all amounts to... Oh, there was something I wanted to experiment with. Because somebody said something about it. So let's see, does this help with health at all? Wow, it does. Restores you to full health. How about that? Okay, good to know.
Hunger critical.
Good to know. So we proved that one. Okay, so I can walk around as a walking corpse for a little bit longer. Real cool. And that was yeah. So wait till you hit 1%. Of course, when you're dying of hunger and thirst, you're gonna have a problem. Okay, so now it is going to try to maintain the pressure. try to maintain the pressure and the oxygen ratio and everything. So, okay, this might fix our problem here.
Oxygen low. Low pressure. Oxygen critical.
Okay. So now I can dump some more heat into it. Carbon dioxide. It is blowing a little bit of nitrogen in there, but that's okay because I'm getting that sucked out. Technically speaking, I could do, well, we wanted to try pulling it out based on the oxygen ratio, so. There we go. This is working much better. Now that I've got some adequate cooling, it's very, very helpful. So I think my target pressure here is 80 kPa because the plants seem to hover around 75 is what they like. That's their ideal, the middle ideal. So that's what I'm going for. Since it's a greenhouse, we're going to focus in on the plants. Temperature 25 degrees Celsius. I take a little bit lower since I'm dumping retardedly hot. Pollutant. I'm dumping pollutant in there too. Great. You know what? I grab one of these pollutant filters and chuck that in there too. Yeah, 12% is probably fine. Yeah, it'll pull it out of the greenhouse, throw it into the waste pipe to be dealt with elsewhere. So, that'll be nice. Temperature is okay. 80. This is actually doing a really good job of maintaining the temperature. So cool. Now, steel. We should probably make some steel. You're good? You're happy? We'll turn you off, save a little power. I can drop this one canister in the Stirling. You ready to go? Fire it up. Sure. I will put my one coal in there to burn instantly. Yeah, I forgot to pick up that. Cool. What do you want? For 450.
Health low.
I'm not gonna give you. Oh, welding torch or an arc welder. Ship refuel. Yeah. Oh, I do have 100 buckaroos. Okay, you're not good enough for me. What about you? Oh, wow. Okay. Buy that for $1. That worked. It was already at temp. Okay, so what do we want? We want... you know what? Fair amount of copper. There we go. See, let's chuck some gold in there because we need a lot of that too. Now that might react with the NOS. So I think there's a little bit of NOS in there. No, maybe not. Okay, there's that. Probably do some silicon too, why not? Temperature's not going to be where it needs to be for that, though. Oh yeah, O2 and NOS, that's not it. O2 and NOS, don't do it. It's volatiles and NOS. Okay. Where are we at? Yeah, we'll let it run. I got a little bit here. Can run out and get some coal. Actually, I think there's coal right there. Yeah, like that. Do. Yep. Yeah, you mentioned earlier about
Waste tank caution.
yeah, waste tank. I got a waste tank on me. Venus, the most dangerous part of Venus, I would say, is not necessarily the heat, it's the pressure. It makes mining ridiculously scary. Whee! Like that. It's sucking me in. That makes it scary. Okay, so this will get me what I need for some power. Bing. Let's go ahead and trade you out. Yeah. If I get some baseline, I'll be good. Or closer. I'll let it run. Good lord. Gold, copper, steel. I think I still have, yep, I still have atmosphere in here. It needs to be dealt with. So, solar panels. We want to print off the 9. Solar panels. Let's get those printed off. I can print off. Cleanup script. Stop it. 7 because of the copper. Alright. How do we do over here? Steel sheets, padded wall. Let's print off the glass that we need, which will actually require a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. 40 sheets of glass. That should do it. Alright. That should do some serious magic here. I don't need this. I got this. So, temperature is about up to snuff. Okay. Alright. That's looking a lot healthier. It took a lot of nitrogen out. Yeah, well, this room is mostly vacuumed. The problem is I keep bursting my pollutant pipe, or I was. So now that I have actually got the purge valve in a helpful location, that shouldn't be too big of a deal. 50 degrees and cooling, so we've got some nice cooling going on. Yep, you're trying your darndest. You're doing good. 820 mole, good. Because I was thinking about setting up another AC unit using nitrogen. There we go. Yeah, I should actually probably divide this into its own room. This needs to do it as well. There we go. There's the 40 glass sheets. I just need the solar panels. Which, if I threw another 50 on there, that would give me another 3. I don't want that. I just want 9. So I've already got one. Heavy cable, that's another thought. I'll throw you in there. Mining charge. Iron silicon. Yeah, I think all the... one silicon. All the iron I have, I think, is in here. Yep. And silicon is in the furnace to be made. I do need a little bit of gold. Okay, there we go. There's that. Give me the other 3. Actually, I could save quite a bit of power here. Need to pull up my script. I wrote a script to handle. Let's check if I actually saved it though. Excuse me. Well, we'll turn that off.
Health critical.
Yep, health critical. There we go. Finally, Explorer loaded up. I don't think I'll have enough time to... Let's see, air conditioner max... No, air conditioner. Air filtration version 2. There we go. Okay, let's go to the editor. And this should... There we go. I wrote that earlier on my Mars base. Should... Okay. Before I get too crazy here. You're pollutant. You're pollutant. You're pollutant. Okay. Device list null 36. Okay. That's not where you stuff it. 36. Set batch. Name hash load. Wait, what? Device hash. Name hash. Logic type. That. What's the error? Device list null at 36. La di da di da. Couldn't have anything to do with the fact that I do not have. That hooked up. Regular cable. Okay. Boom, boom. There we go. So that script, what it does is it checks to see that if I got pollutant or whatever, if that's available on the input, it'll turn it on if it is, or idle otherwise. And it will turn these pumps off if it's in idle mode. So that saves a boatload of power. Because those volume pumps, if I'm not mistaken, when they're running full tilt, pull like 100 watts each. So that is not insignificant when you don't have any power generation. Okay, looking happier in here. Well, I shouldn't say happier. Our skull pile is getting larger. Ooh. Okay, stand here and go ahead and close my notepad. Close my Explorer. There we go. And my work phone keeps blowing up. Oh, they're talking hockey. I don't do sports. Okay, so getting the solar panels up and a room up. I will worry about vacuuming it. Maybe I'll just put a dumb vent in it. But I do need heavy cable, so that's another thing.
Temperature low.
Temperature low? Why? Oh. Okay. Why is... okay. I guess...
Critical. Low pressure.
Alright. That confuses me. Okay, so this is my oxygen supply temperature, which is set to 10. Okay. This is my air conditioner, set to 23 degrees, and it should be okay. Okay. Did you forget what your set point was? Are you now cooling this pipe? Stop that. Okay. What else? What else is going on? Then we go into the filtration unit. One-way valve, which is turned off. So we're pulling out nitrogen and pollutant. As you can see, the nitrogen is down. The pollutant is down. I think this thing seriously forgot what its set point was. It just went full frickin'... No, wait, what? Well, is the temperature only going up because I am dumping hot gas into? Let's see if that's right. Well, no. Because the temperature is... Okay. I have no idea why it decided to go sub-zero in there.
Air tank low.
That was ridiculous. I don't feel that that was what was supposed to happen. But alas, I seem to be a bug magnet. Turn this off. Alright. Solar panel, I wanted 2 more, I guess. Solar panel. 2 more, that's exactly what I'll get out of the copper. Okay. Let's check the trader. I probably should have been doing that a little bit more often. Find something useful. Because I need to sell Meteor Mechanics. Now, they might be interested in some of the stuff that I would sell. 15 watts. Let's go the other way. Bang. Bam! Blast them out of the sky. SimCity microwave power type blast. Okay. Yeah, because I want to deal with this. That might be what happened there. Okay. What do you want? Yep, I should have known that. I guess I should go get some coal. Go get some coal. Without digging too close to the base. Last thing I need to do. That's silver. That doesn't do me any good. Up high, I think we're okay. Gold. There's some coal in the crater here. Okay. That's good. I do have the sheets on me, so I can actually start doing this. Okay. Alright, so full stack of coal. And 4. Okay, there we go. There it is. Let's pull this out. I don't have walls with... Oh, I do have the walls. Okay. Whoa.
Waste tank caution.
Haha! I was waiting for you. I knew what you were planning to do to me. There we go. Okay, there's that. So the idea would be a padded window. Should I do it on the outside or the inside? We'll do it on the inside. I don't think it really matters. Now, $24, exactly what I thought it would be. Now, I don't know if this is interfering with those wind turbines or not. Okay, we've got all the steel sheets up that we want. I'm going to go ahead and start putting windows in. If I can hit the hitbox. Okay. Boy, the hitbox on these are finicky. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to leave this here. So I will do an active vent out to keep it where it needs to be. Are you damaged? You are damaged. There we go. And then that's the data. I can bring the data over. That's no problem. Alright. I will need heavy cable out the wazoo. How are we doing on heat? Okay. There we are. Got enough for the silicon. I think I want some iron also. Temperature's too low. I'll fix that. Okay. Iron and silicon, we're good. Oh, should be powered, so what do you want?
Waste tank caution.
Oxygen cable, 42 cents per electronic parts. So I can make an okay amount. 52 cable. I consider it. I will consider it. Wind's picking up. Hopefully that means a storm coming in soon. I'm going to throw that in there. Iron. Okay. One solar panel. One more solar panel. One more solar panel. Heavy cable is something that I need. Okay. Let's take a look at the temperature of the greenhouse. 297. Okay, so it's behaving on temperature. So I don't know what its problem was. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oxygen's not going to go down because I don't have any plants in there. So I should probably do something about that. Thought there's an active vent. Okay. And I thought I also had a passive vent somewhere. Well, I will make one. So if there's one thing I know, you can never have too many vents, pipes, cables, anything. Ring around the rosy. Okay, vent. I'll just use regular pipe because that doesn't matter if it's at a vacuum. Okay, there we go. You're empty. Dump that. Okay, glass sheets I need for assembly. Steel sheets I'm done with. Frames I'm done with, at least for the moment. So let's set the frames and those down. Padded wall. Throw these right here. Okay, solar panels. Got my spare waste tank. Pipes, everything. Heavy cables. Heavy cables. Make all that you can, which is limited by the copper. I really use up all that copper. Well, since I'm inside, I'll use this one. Yep, okay. Oh. So I'm going to need at least 5 cables to go straight, 6 cable to junction. So we'll just say 6 per solar panel. If I got 10, 60 cable plus whatever run I need. So I need quite a few. Oh, wow, I missed a few messages there. Yeah, minerals. I do plan to sell my ores and stuff to a trader that would take them, because that's easy enough to get. And the new runs, I might convert this to the new terrain update, this base, and
Hydration critical.
I may consider doing a different series kind of side along it. I just don't want to oversaturate the Stationeers content too much, but I would like to at least be on the new update. 10 more. 10 more will get me started anyway. Oh. I may need regular cable too if I want to differentiate the data ports and the power networks. Mm-hmm. Yep, I should probably do that. You can see the flashing vents down there, or pumps. Alright, regular cable, because we need to do those too. And you know what? I might go in here and plant some plants. Plant some plants. Okay, temperature better be going up. 20 degrees isn't enough. What are you doing? Ferns and ferns. Alright, now next time You're thriving, right? Okay, yeah. Alright. Next time I'm definitely saving seeds. There we go. So, oxygen. Oxygen production maximized. And throw those down there, and since I'm primarily dying of thirst. What is going on with this stupid air conditioner? Holy crow. It lives! It lives! Okay, that should be enough cables for now. At least the light cables. The heavy cables, on the other hand, I think I still need a few more. Which I have some space to do that. And then I want to throw some logic chips out, which I ate. I need to drop the iron out of here. And throw it in here. So if I figured I needed 60 plus whatever, we've kind of got that covered with the regular cables, which I will regain in time. Heavy cables. I guess get started. Okay. Yeah. We'll call that good for now. Yeah. Oh. Now. Okay, well, since you're being so stupid and going cold, I'm going to take you up to 27 then. Okay, then I should be sucking out carbon dioxide, throwing in oxygen. And once oxygen gets above 50%, then I think that should start trying to pull out oxygen, but really it's nitrogen and pollutant that's the filters. So let's go up above. And let's get those solar panels started. I need the data port facing 90 degrees. Oh, that is going to make it really miserable. Okay. Data port facing that direction. Should have laid this out better. So there is data port. Well, let's go this way with the data ports. Ah, shit the bed. Okay, plans changed. I'm not separating these networks. So I will have to orient the data chip outputs appropriately. Crikey. I'll just drop this in like this. So that does mean probably short on cable. Well, maybe not. Well, who knows? But this should give me, what, 10 kilowatt peak power. Let's say about, well, 5 kilowatt average is being a little generous. Okay, so I need two more cables for that. Okay. Here we go.
Health low.
That is power input side. Okay, so I could actually bundle that up there. And then this particular line needs to wrap around and plug into there.
Waste tank caution.
Think I can do that with more heavy cable. So we're almost there. And I'm gonna go ahead and hang on. You gotta be in your hand. I forgot about that. 52. 20 bucks worth? You know what? Nah. I'll make the electronics parts though. Maybe. $20 electronics parts? Yeah, if I didn't need to maximize my power, then I probably would just use the regular flat ones. But alas, heavy cables, come here. Oh, well, first off, what's it take for an electronics part? That is pretty expensive, so no. I guess I'll just send that guy away. Really? I burned through all that copper that I brought in? No way. Huh. I did. I did taw putty tat. Okay. 300 degrees. Okay, so it's a little warmer than I care for. You know, maybe 25 will actually work. So if setting it to 23 was giving me 19, 25 should give me 21, which is still good enough. It's, I think, still in their ideal grow range. It's 20 to 30. Oxygen concentration coming up. That's good. Means my plants are doing something. Very good. And that's the end of the heavy cable as we know it. Because I need copper. I need copper. Well, luckily that's one thing I think I can find real easy if I run straight out. It's all over the place. Of course, that looks like silver. Iron. I may need iron, but not right now. I need copper. There's that. Okay. Copper, silver. Hey, chunk of coal. I'll steal you. Because I may very well need you too. Whoa. There's still a vacuum. It's a me, a vacuum.
Hunger caution.
Hunger caution. I'm not worried about hunger. I'm gonna die of thirst. Yeah, the just seems like a lot of energy for small return. 20 bucks for a stack of copper wire. Copper wire. What is this? Satisfactory? Okay, should be some more. Oh, coal right here. At least I'll be ready if I run out of power. So I'm trying to reduce my reliance on coal and charcoal. Okay. Whoa! I love how J doesn't work when I want it to. Jeez. Got some weird atmospherics going on here. I think that's my cue to get the heck out of Dodge. Give myself a panic attack. Okay. The crater. Ooh, some more coal. Jeez, leave me alone. I'm just mining. Okay. All right. That's 100 copper. That should be enough to get me what I need.
Waste tank caution.
Yeah, coal. That's definitely a good way of. Why is that not on? Huh. That was kind of. Could have been bad. Ah. All right. Got the copper. Will I need to switch out the waste tank? Okay. No, I don't need to switch out the waste tank. Ta-da! Okay. Now, heavy cable. And get my solar panels up to snuff. Oh, it's already selected. So I could make a bunch. I don't need quite that many. Yeah, okay. Traders. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, I forgot to send that guy away. Electronics parts. That's... forget what he was offering per... I'll have to take a look again, because if it was something reasonable, I'll reconsider it.
Health critical.
Health critical. Oh no, what will I do? I will run over and check on my greenhouse and make sure it's not freezing. Okay. It's behaving now. Quite honestly, I have no idea why it was misbehaving. Let's check on the filter health while we're at it. Nitrogen's good. Pollutant. It's a regular. Yeah, regular pollutant. Yeah, it's got to wait for 50% oxygen anyway. That's okay. If I convert that, I'm going to need, I think, to run the length of 2 blocks, then not 4, 2. So 4, I'll just say 5 total, so I need 25 to wrap around. Yeah, okay, so if I round out a stack, I should be good with this. Okay. Yep, and yeah, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. The good thing is, I think the cooling is in a much better spot. I don't know is how much overall cooling I have. So if I dump a bunch of heat into it at one time, how well it will deal with it. But we will find out, because when I make a next batch of things. So electronic parts. Okay. Take a look at what he's offering as far as price on that again. We're at nil, so we can just go here. Okay. Suit. Throw everything into a pile because we will be dying soon. Unless I eat another. Lest I eat another pill. Which I think we're doing okay.
Hunger critical.
No, the hunger is going to get me. Yeah, so I'll check the temperatures there, see how we are. Oxygen will be being produced here again soon. As soon as I purge the nitrogen out of here, which was an enormous thorn in my side. And then the oxygen will be, I'll set the oxygen system back up after I get at least most of the nitrogen out of here. I may have to set it up to do it in a different way later on. Because if I disconnect it, I still have nitrogen in that tank that I'm blowing into here, so that's how I got nitrogen up to 30% or whatever. It's because nothing was consuming it. Haven't found a seed trader to get me soybeans. Well, that's not true. Alright, respawn. We are dead. Don't respawn me outside like you did before. Stupid thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly where you shove your EVA suit.
Critical. Low pressure.
Okay. Tired of dying. Oh yeah, and Stationeers difficulty, you die extremely fast on Venus. Okay, good. Bring that ratio down. What is the ratio of nitrogen in this tank? Only 4%. So that's not too bad. So let's run out, check the price on the electronics parts. electronic parts. Because you wanted $1 per. And I could do up to 25. So a stack of gold, a stack and a half of copper, stack and a half of iron for 25 bucks. No. I will sell you the cable, as much as it pains me. I could almost do that, actually. I might have to start doing that eventually. Okay, go away, buddy. Alright. I gotta say that the way you swing around scares the crap out of me. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. This is annoying to navigate for sure. Oh. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Hey, Mr. Ray Ray. Yeah, whoops, that's weird. Yeah, everything's going pretty good. Short of my lack of hydration here, but that's a lack of planning on my part. Oh, crap! That cable is in the way. As is that one. So we're gonna have, oh my, okay, you. Do that and do that. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, that's what it is. No idea. Like the new.
Waste tank caution.
If the suit is any sturdier in the new update, because I know for sure it's pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic here. Okay. Are those set? Oh god, they're set. Oh god, they're set. Why aren't the, huh? I have a feeling that this is not junctioned properly. There we go. Okay.
Waste tank critical.
Shit.
High. Temperature critical. Oxygen low. Oxygen critical. Temperature high. Low pressure.
Okay. I don't have red lungs, so we're good there. I got distracted. Woo! Okay. Alright. Well, I guess since these are... Okay. Crowbar, right? And then a hand drill. See if I can jam it in where it needs to be. There we go. So active vent. Do that. That looks ridiculous. Oh, right. Yep. It's not going to work. Do that. Do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. And then we do this. Okay. That, I love how, well, I think the batteries are sucking the power, so that could be a problem. These are good for
Air tank low.
200 kPa. Yeah, we'll call it good. Before I kill myself by not paying attention to my waste tank. It's the only way I'm allowing myself to die is dehydration. Killing myself any other way, well, guess as long as I can still recover my body. Alright, let's see what we got for traders. Asteroid Alloy Imperium. That actually sounds like my kind of guy. Probably sells alloys and buys ores. And that'll work. Pollutant. Where are we getting the pollutant from? From the greenhouse. That's awfully damn cold. Why? What the heck are you doing? What is this air conditioner doing? My God. Core mining, like deep mining kind of thing. Deep mining, yeah, certainly can. Okay. What? Is this thing stupid? Does it not know what the temperatures are? I don't understand what the heck is going on here. Because 273 degrees is 0. It's at 15 degrees right now. What is going on? Why am I losing so much heat? The limited amount of exposure the water has should be heating it up. I don't understand what's going on here. I genuinely have no idea. The nitrogen's almost gone, though. That's good. Temperature. So 30 degrees is going to be 303, which would technically put it above the temperature, allowing it to pull.
Air tank critical.
Shoot.
Waste tank caution.
I guess I should pay attention to some of these things a little bit more. That's why we got a vacuum base. Well, this is almost done. Pollutants very minimal. Nitrogen is pretty minimal as well. We're pulling out of this tank. Wait, this is only 200 mole of nitrogen in this tank. Okay. Alright, so I will go ahead and swap in the O2 filters again. After we turn you off. Boom, boom. Okay. Do this. Blow the oxygen straight into there. There we go. Pull the oxygen down to 50. It'll put a little bit of pollutant and nitrogen in, but that's okay. Put these filters back into the filtration units down here for safekeeping. And we're good. How much nitrogen do we have in here now? 1.1 kilomoles. Good. Good. Oh, you're doing awesome. Is it because I potentially have the output from the air conditioner, or the waste output, being too cold? Of course, I notice this is, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. So pollutant. Look at 10 degrees. So 3427. 3427, huh? Let's do that. So it can't possibly get that too cold. That too cold? That too cold? Words. Okay. Alright. Okay. Call this guy down before I forget. Galactic Groceries. See, you're a 5x5. I can't get you anyway. Okay. So solar panels working, tracking. Got those hooked up. I should... debating on getting rid of, you know what, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll get rid of the small wind turbines and throw one of the real ones up. 5 steel sheets, 5 cables. I got the cables. Don't quite have enough of that. I will have enough of that. Heavy cable. Start making this while I run around and find...
Hydration critical.
Oh, they got pitched in the hole anyway. Iron sheets, power controller. I need to adjust some of this stuff, but well, I think we're doing good. We're doing much better than we were. I don't know how we are on power. Cooling here. $23. Wonder if it's something to do with that. All right. I'm running out of, as far as burrowing into the ground, I'm almost at bedrock. It's kind of... Apparently I'm part ghost. So down here, this is bedrock right here. So I could go probably one level down further, but then I run into dirt that I can't necessarily clear. So, of course, this is pre-terrain, so this is old Venus. I can go up and further back, no problem. And I need to. I need to expand, but it's just one of those things. One little bits, one little piece gets in the way. Okay, so let's... Why do I have my old welding torch? Okay. Must have picked that up on accident. Once this guy is full, yeah, running a little low on O2. What are we at? You know what? That's good enough for me. What I want to do is I want to see just how much that this sucker can take. So I'm dumping a lot of heat in. So your temperature's coming up, but we are evaporating. We're evaporating harder, so we're cooling harder as it gets loaded. Very nice. So the harder it's loaded, the more energy it pulls out, which makes sense. But at what point does it get to the end? Now up here, the temperature here is still okay. Still, it's running up a little bit, but not too bad. So 7 kilojoules of heat. Now the temp on this is kind of running away, which once it gets to 65, it starts going beyond the temperature efficiency. But the cooling power still here is climbing. I kind of wonder if I actually need another condensation unit, because over here I'm not nearly to my maximum capabilities on liquid. So condensing is actually a problem. Okay. Alright. So this might be a fine tune. How are we doing over here temperature wise? Temperature's jumping all over the place. Okay. I'll turn you off for now. Run outside to see what the guy wants. Okay, you want to sell me that stuff? Ooh, there we go. That's what I was hoping I'd see. An ore trader. I can't give you a chocolate cake. Sorry. I really would love to. But I can sell lots of stuff. Did he want silver? Too bad. Doesn't want anything exotic. Basically the basics. So that disables that. Okay, I got a stack of coal. It's a start. Gets me $60 I didn't have before. So I need to do some mining. Deep mining would be good too. Still running out of energy. We'll go ahead and feed the last 9 coal there. Okay. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Ah! Whoa! Hello. I really found that hole. Well, they are producing. I might move them. But this is definitely not an ideal setup for them. Oh. Oh, I've got 4 of these suckers. Okay. Okay. So I've got, during a storm, I've got 80k right here. So that's a thing. Okay, well, I'm going to put this up. I am not necessarily going to hook it up. Okay, because I don't want to blow a cable. Huh. Alright, I've got to be a little bit more thoughtful about that. I didn't realize I had
Health low.
4 of them up already. But yeah, this, because they were not optimally put in place. For sure.
Waste tank caution.
Waste tank caution. Hey, you know what? Before I forget. Alright. These needed to be updated to heavy cable, so I figure I might as well either take them offline or move them or something. Maybe use this area for the big turbines. Try to clean up a little bit here. 3-way corner, it's going down to, oh yeah, to the transformers. Okay, that's good. And y'all, the really messed up way that it comes up out of the APC there. Okay. Alright. Good. Pollutant and CO2 coming out of here. Alright. Maybe I'll do a little bit of mining just... Oh, there's lots of coal right here. What? Coal placement is blocked by wind turbine. Okay. I'll try to remember not to put my wind turbine here. Okay. Okay. Some copper. More copper. Something down below, but make a little bit of money on this ore trader, then I can get the seeds that I want next time I get a seed trader. That's my ultimate goal. Or maybe even a gas trader and get some water and stop dying. That would probably be a good call as well. It's been a while since I've done some regular old mining. I didn't want nickel. I mean, nickel's cool and all, but the current moment don't really need it. That was interesting. Alright, let's go back in. Waste tank's about to say waste tank full. Waste tank
Waste tank caution.
there we go. Waste tank caution. That's the phraseology I was looking for. Alright. Okay. So I've got the 3 Stirlings. I've got the solar. I got them tracking. I've got... I could probably do another 10 panels and be pretty happy with that, but I would need to go mining. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and put the turbines there,
Hunger caution.
empty out my waste tank before that becomes a problem, because I know I will forget. Glass sheets are done for now. Transformers. Welcome to my pit of doom. Okay. Alright, over here. How are we doing on everything? You back down to temp? You are back down to temp. Okay. Greenhouse at an acceptable level. You're 30 degrees, so you're a little warm still, but overall, okay. Well, you're 30 degrees because you're set to 30 degrees. So for once, you're actually working. Alright, so we'll set it to 25. This ought to come down enough to pull oxygen out, dump hot CO2 in, some hot nitrogen, hot pollutant. Yep, still a manual airlock. I have not updated. Which I probably should, but I am a little bit concerned. I've had sometimes some bad luck when I initially set up the airlock. So there we go. Temperature good. There we go. Of course, temperature down. Something just changed in there. I think it was the potatoes going to another growth state. Okay, so now we're down to 10 degrees. So what the heck? What the heck? What the devil is going on here? Yep, that's basically it. Is it... Am I getting some weird, like, convection radiation metric that I'm not seeing? I don't... There's no chip in here, is there? Okay, there's no weirdness going on there. I'm struggling to understand the temperature in the greenhouse. Okay, if I turn the air conditioner off completely, it should heat up over time. Does it not like that the temperature is going below? The temperature of the waste port is going below? I don't know. Yeah, well, this is my greenhouse, so I need oxygen is in there for me to breathe. Carbon dioxide and nitrogen would be for the plants, specifically the carbon dioxide. When I get soybeans, I'm going to need to put nitrogen in.
Health critical.
But the pollutant is just oopsie. And then this, of course, got polluted as well with the pollutant. What the crap is the... Okay, so temperature's climbing up as I'm injecting hot air, which is to be expected. If I turn this on, it should try coming down, which it does. But it does so ridiculously. Okay, so I think that has to do with the coolant temp. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I've got time. I'm gonna take this up another 100 kPa. I thought the air conditioners were a little bit smarter than that. Oop, not decrease, increase. Now I'm going to dump a little bit of heat. Heat up my greenhouse, I guess. The liquid pollutant in the greenhouse filtration, or the... Well, let's see, it's not... Is it liquid over here? No, pressures aren't high enough. This... It's only 1 mole, so it should not have that big of an effect. But I think what it is because this pipe is cooler, well, when it's actually down, than this pipe, that it struggles to figure out its identity or something. Well, okay, shoot that shit out the window. Okay, well, I might have to put a chip in here to read this and turn the damn thing off if it's below 25. I've never struggled this much with an air conditioner. I think it just doesn't like me. Yeah, well, it's such a small amount it takes, and it's in a bunch of my pipes too. This thing's annoying. I might have to switch over to my other design for an air conditioner, which is actually a very clever use of the metrics, or the pipes. And I want to see if I can make it work, but I don't really want to do it in an experimental mode on Venus, because my luck is I would goose something up and screw up my whole thing. So alright, but we're getting there. Whoa. I guess I'm going to write an IC chip for that air conditioner that reads this stupid pipe sensor. Yeah, yeah. With the AC, I've actually rebuilt it.
Hunger critical.
A couple times now. And earlier, just changing the set point made it return back to what it was supposed to be doing. So I don't know. I'm just going to write an IC10 script in it that. Actually, I don't even think I have to read the pipe sensor. I just read the input. because the input and the output should be the same, and they need to be above the set point. So I think that's what it'll be. Ugh. Death number 3. So you last about an hour. Okay. Oh, cripe. Did I forgot to take the crap off before I died. Oh, you can't throw. Oh, the rag dolls are a little bit interesting. Okay, for one, let's see. All right, that's fine. Okay.
Oxygen critical.
So let's write a chip. Write a chip. Chip program, an IC10. Yeah. Well, I'm still trying to figure out how my skulls keep escaping the greenhouse. That one still confuses me. Electrum and solder. I need steel as well, which there's some steel in there. Okay, IC10. Give me one of these, and I didn't realize how expensive those actually are on the gold. More nickel. Now if I need to make Constantine, I'm good there. Invar. Yeah, I'm going to want something with that. So radiators, the medium radiators, copper and steel. Mist. Yeah, I've seen some things do weird things. I think I've only got room for 2. I'm only going to print off 2 of these. I will need a pipe sensor. Analyzer. Pipe analyzer. And I will also need another sensor. Pipe analyzer, sensor. Do those things need power? The sensors don't. That's another thing that confuses me. Iron, gold, and electrum. Gold, iron, and electrum. Okay, now you're not going to follow the last thing you threw out. Okay. Okay, so there's the radiators, which need steel sheets, which I'll have. Pipe analyzer. What do I need? Steel. No, probably just gold, copper, and iron. Sensor and IC chips. Yeah, I suppose that's true that I might be... Maybe when I die, my head falls through the wall. That's very possible. Okay, I'm going to need 3 of those. I'm going to need a digital valve. I just realized. Steel Invar. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Is it worth the logic I/O chips? Because I'm going to need a reader for the pipe analyzer. I'm going to need a reader for the sensor. And then I'm going to need a writer for the digital valve. Z, plural, possibly. Which would be batch writer. And then I need a processor. That gives me 40, right? It's going to read the pipe analyzer, read the sensor, compare it, and then batch write. So I could save myself 10 watts. Yeah, so I need 3 IOs. Okay, and then a processor. Excuse me. I'm out of power. Guess they need to go bigger with the solar panels. Yeah. Do I still got the oxygen over here cracked open? I do. Well, the water's... Oh. The steam is almost drinkable. Why is... Oh, because it's all over here. So we're trying to evaporate this off. Essentially is what that is. That valve's shut, right? Good, it is. So I've almost got almost 10 liters of water right there. How are we doing on volatiles? We're actually a little bit on the low side. Oxygen. Wait, where's the carbon dioxide coming from? $45. Not running anything through here. That shouldn't be pulling out carbon dioxide. I'm really confused where this carbon... Oh, you know what? Okay, that's what it is. It's from my waste tank. That's where that little pittance of that's coming from. I need a little bit of power. Come here. Come on. Come on. You know what I should do? I got some chutes laying around. Where the heck are they? I had them earlier. There they are. This isn't going to be enough to get me up to the generator. But what I was thinking... said I could. Does the inlet need two? Yeah, it needs two. I could do that. There we go. Now, as long as I don't have a windstorm come in, I do need to get up here. We're tracking, right? Okay. At this angle, they're not quite optimal by any means. Pull generator, Stirlings, and that. So everything is connected in. That's 80 kilowatts in a storm. That's 10 kilowatts under max. And this shouldn't be anywhere near 10 kilowatts. So I should be good. Wow, air tank, air tank, air tank.
Air tank low.
Yeah, thanks for the warning. Crikey. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to... big thing I'm trying to avoid right now is... Ooh. Doing good. Still maintaining 10. I don't have stellite to make the heavy panels to withstand the storm, so I have to encase them. Okay, can I get away with doing my I don't want logic memory, I want logic I/O, and then my processor. Okay. Oh, and a sensor. Because I want a gas sensor. Okay. There we go. So that gets me... This is... Well... This is for another project that actually doesn't affect me at the moment. Okay, so there's the sensor. Pipe analyzer. Okay, so that's for putting radiators on that gas line and having it open up in the event that the pipe is hotter than atmosphere, so it can dump some extra heat. All right, so define alias temp set point is going to be R0. Hysteresis. I'm going to do 3. Okay. Init. Set dB mode 1. Right. Okay, so main, yield, spell it right, jump to main. So now we want to start off by alias room temp R1. So load room temp from dB temperature input. Then add R15 is going to be temp set point plus hysteresis. Temp set point hysteresis. So set, or let's see, branch greater than, if R15 is greater, R15, so this is the room temp. Room temp greater than the R15, so temperature hysteresis above. And we're going to enable AC, branch less than, room temp R14, disable AC. Otherwise, we just jump to main. So we got enable AC. This is going to be set dB mode 1. Jump main. Disable AC is going to be set dB mode 2. 0. Silly. So there we go. So at its simplest, it will turn off and on the AC based on the temperature input exceeding a set value. So it doesn't get much, well, I mean, it doesn't need the hysteresis. Now look at that. Okay. So this should cool down to 23. So I should see it go down to my brain's not working. 273 to 2. Okay. It's supposed to go down to 22. You're well below that. You are well below. What? Okay. What?
Hydration critical.
So air conditioner. Right? We're going to have temperature output, temperature input, right? Temperature output, temperature output, temperature input. Dummy. I forgot something. No wonder. Jeez. Stupid. I didn't set the reference point. Okay, so this should... Well, the temperature's coming down. That's good. So it is on. Once it hits 20... There we go. 23... No. 22. Can I get it just right? Whatever. 22. This should kick off. Yeah, there we go. Turned off. Hits 28. It'll kick back on. So, okay. So now it's going to work. It's going to float it around that without hammering it all the time. And that has to do with the hot air that I'm dumping in. Okay. Alright. So that crisis is averted. Gee whiz. Now the next thing I need to do is to potentially get more solar panels out. Which means a lot more resources. More copper, more steel, more gold. I should probably go mining. Gold. Iron. And I don't need a copper. Silicon. It's silicon I need, which I think if I've got it, I don't have any left. Well, one doesn't count. Did I stuff any in here? I did. Okay. Build a few of these. Go out for a mine. Try to make some money. Because realistically, I want to have at least 600 bucks. Buckaroos. Okay, this is doing pretty good, actually. How are we doing over here? How are we doing over here? We are drinkable on this side. Almost drinkable on this side. Might even be able to get to the point where I'm not dying of thirst. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. So let's go ahead and fill that back up. That's all steam. And then this is my oxygen air conditioning, which, quite frankly, I'm gonna make it 1 degree. So that should make the cooling that much more effective in my suit. And then it should also make it a little bit better for cooling this without freezing it. At least that's the thought. As long as there's enough pressure in there. Okay. How are we doing on mining charges? Okay. 3. Three is a good number. Pick up, collect, pick up, collect, pick up. I don't know why it wasn't just picking them up, but okie dokie. Okay. So I need more ores. It is nighttime. That is not a good time to go mining. Makes it hard to see. Let's take a look. What's the health of this? We're down to 100 kPa in the line over here. We barely have any liquid over here. 405. Oh, you know what? Is it because I can't build the pressure, I guess, to liquefy what I need it to? There we go, we're getting more liquid. Because having actually enough liquid in here would make a huge difference. There we go. Whee! That's a volume pump, but if I had a pressure regulator around that, I could just set it. Set it and forget it. That's the thought, anyway. Don't think I've got any laying around, though. I do not have a regulator laying around. That's fine. Just do it the old-fashioned way. Crank it on for a little while. Maybe I'll just empty this pipe. Empty all the pollutant out of my storage system, which consists of an inline tank. There we go. Yeah, pressure's way, way down. But that ought to be condensing more. Yeah, except I'm heating it up. But this air conditioning system seems to be holding pretty well. 105, that's running away a bit. Yeah, whatever. The point is,
Health low.
we're actually doing something. Oh, I ran out of power. Go figure. Yeah, and this isn't backed up via battery. 25. Yeah, whatever. It's drinkable water. It is drinkable water. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna die. American components, Russian components, all made in Taiwan. The bombs, the mining charges. There's two ways to do it. you can drop them on the floor, and then this little lever, you click arm, and it says cannot be turned off. There is a little bit of a grace period because I accidentally flipped that switch while trying to pick one up. That's why I deliberately slow down and I try to read, make sure that it says either pick up or collect. Because, yeah. The other way is to just right click and throw it out when you're out mining. And that is... they are very nice. Probably work better if you dig down and then throw them in the hole. But both times that I've tried that, it is decided not to go in the hole, and it was a surface detonation anyway. So, oh, there we go. But they do make a pretty good bang, and there we go. First drink in several days. So, 20 minutes, 20-minute days. Been streaming for 3.5 hours, so 10 days. First drink in 10 days. Which I guess makes sense. About 3 days you die of thirst. That's kind of realistic. Now the hunger thing is a little bit... shouldn't die of hunger that fast, but... oh, we got some fern seeds. I'm having problems picking up the seeds. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's pull up the ferns. That's not what I meant. Alright. I would rather use my seeds to plant, since I've got a few, and have some ferns for biomass, because I think I'm back in that business, and I should probably make some baked potatoes, which I might do another expansion in the greenhouse so I can have an oven in here. New clone. New better day. Alright, temperatures are staying where they're supposed to, finally. The composition's looking pretty good. You can see that the nitrogen's sneaking back up. But I will just, when it gets obnoxious, I'll say maybe 25% or so, I will do what I did earlier and put a filter in the filtration unit and deal with it then. And having a higher concentration of oxygen, I shouldn't get a message about low oxygen. Okay. Did I not throw the potatoes out here? I must not have. Is there anything else to crackle? Spit it out. Thank you. Okay. No! Get in there. Alright. I can spin this. Spin this up and
Power low.
get me some... Ooh, we got a charge. Okay, that's good. They got enough solar panels to charge at least some of the systems. So, solar panels. steel, frames. If I do, I should probably do another 10. It means I only need 4 more frames. Three. Okay. And sheets. I need 20 total for the frames. And then I'm going to be adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 19 walls. So I will need 20 plus 19. So I need a total 39 sheets. So I'll just make 22 and be happy with it. And then I need glass sheets, which means I need to crack into the silicon. Okay, padded wall. Okay, I've got one. I thought I had one. There's the padded wall. 1. So what did I say? 19? So I need to print off 18 of these suckers. Which means I need 18 glass sheets, just 36 silicon. Okay, so 18 of these. And that will get me 20K. Ooh, good. Okay, and then glass sheets. Start printing those off. There's the 19 that I need, right? 10 above, 5 on the side, 15, and then 2 and 2, 14, 19. Okay. So 19 sheets. Need 12 glass sheets. These are actually printing off pretty fast. Well, we're past 12. Okay. Now, solar panels themselves. Hey, creative. We are doing far better on the cooling today than we were last time. And temporarily, I have stopped the dying of thirst. So I was able to bring the temperature down to a drinkable level again. So speaking of which, I should crack that off. What the heck? Wait a minute, hang on. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's not enough oxygen there. That's probably what the deal is. Okay. Gold and copper, steel, glass sheets. I got enough of that. Now solar panel. So steel. And I want to do 10, so I need to have a stack of gold, 4 stacks of copper, right? 10, yeah. And then another whole batch of steel. Okay, do I have the parts for... Nope, I don't have any of that. Okay. Out mining we go. Yeah. Okay, I think we're in a good spot. Of course, it's almost sundown. Great time. Absolutely great time to go mining. So I need lots of gold, coal, iron, copper. That's too close to... I do not want uranium. Nickel, iron. That's pretty good. Here's a nice chunk. There's that. This is coal. I still have not improved on my alloys. 200 degrees minus 180 is 20. I don't want to fall in a hole. This is why I don't like mining at night. I should have just waited. Okay, there's a hole. It's a pre-existing hole. Great. May have basically just wasted those mining charges. Where did I drop them? I think I'm too far this way. Oh my goodness. This is definitely why I don't mine at night.
Waste tank caution.
Okay. I guess I'll do some of the old-fashioned mining. Not that it's going to do me a whole lot of good. Hey, Tread. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Oops. Ah, falling in a hole. Whoa, goodness. Yeah, there's a couple holes that I've already blasted. So Starting to look like a minefield. Speaking of which, fall in a hole. Oh yeah, this was a good deposit. I can do this without killing myself. The old-fashioned mining. Feel like I'm much better with the blast charges, except for when I lose track of them. Whoa, halo. Where are we at? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm hyper paranoid because I've died way too many times. Woohoo! I would say that of my my deaths, at least, well, I should say my brutal attempts, at least 4 of them have come to an end because of smashing my face into a rock. Okay. Yes, Venus still does have storms. Well, okay, I should take that back. I don't know about in their new update if they've changed it. I think they... ooh, that was a bad spot to be. They may have added solar storms, which are fun, from what I understand. Ooh. Okay, it's almost a full stack of coal. Whoa! Yep, the dangers of mining on Venus. Okay, I've got the coal I need. Alright, I'm gonna start running back. Grab stuff on the surface as I go. Or just under the surface. From what I understand, I don't know what they do for you in your suit, but solar panels, let's just say they output a lot more than expected. From what I understand, so. Copper, we do need copper, so maybe I'll just chuck that in there. Copper.
Waste tank caution.
That's what, half of the copper I need. Half of the copper I need. Temperature's still there. Okay. Oh man. Incognito mode on the cats. Oh, there we go. Jeez. I am out of power. Yeah, this is still pre-trained beta. I haven't converted yet. I do want to, believe me. But I will need to encase my base and make it airtight and just float it in the ground. Or float it off the ground. That's what my plan is anyway. Okay, there's half of the copper I need. Oh yeah, it did chew a lot of that up. How are we doing on other temperatures around here? Whoa, hello. 25 degrees, we're still operating good there. Oxygen, I am building a little bit of pressure there. That's good. Okay. Are you empty yet? Switch you out. Power low. Wait for daybreak, which is going to take a little bit while. Good words. A little while now. I dropped those 2 mining charges. I would like to actually see the ores, but watch, a storm will kick up and I'll lose everything that I was mining for. Which, most of what I found was just iron and coal. Woo, spastic. Spastic mousy. Okay. So I was playing around and I figured out for certain the cryo tube, if it's just in a breathable atmosphere. Oh. Wow, very nice. That's a little bit of a height there. 1024 on the Y scale. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm not a big fan of using coal. Maybe as an excess coming out of a deep miner, that'd be one thing. But let's see what it was. Oh, cryotube. Cryotube in a breathable atmosphere will prevent you from taking health damage when you're starving or dying of thirst. It won't restore health while you're in that condition though. And I think it'll restore health up to 80% if you're healthy. We got some cooling going. Got the lights coming up. That's good. Means I will have some power. We're good to go back outside. The light situation kind of stinks, but all right, no storm. No storm, please. So I think I came out pretty much this way. All right, so it's not that. Wouldn't be one of these holes. I think I went up the right side. Ugh. Not that crater. Could it be this one? I can't see the bottom of the hole. No, it's not this one. It's not those. Possibly. Nope. Okay. There looks like there's a crater over there. There we go. There's one. There's one. Two. I think this would be possibly the second hole. Okay, it's a shelf with a shelf of coal. I hate it making shelves, but it seems to want to do that. Okay, so I've got enough of the iron and coal to make me some nice steel. Ooh, this looks like a good pile of gold over here. I might even do a little bit of excavation to try to there we go. Okay, what else do I need? Copper. Whoa! Must have been the Mexican from last night. Sheesh. Okay, have you settled down? Not hearing any air. Okay. Another shelf. All right. 28 degrees. There we go. I can see my base. Another reason I turned the render distance up too, because I don't like not being able to see my base. Okay, that's one. I still need more copper. Yes, yes, absolutely. The shockwave would have done some major damage at that quote-unquote distance. Yeah. And I would imagine it would actually be worse on Venus because of the pressure in the atmosphere. Whoa! That was weird. There we go. I'm gonna need cables too.
Health low.
Health low.
Waste tank caution.
Yep. That's silver. I don't need silver. Okay, anything more silver? What I really need is gold. Hey, I found some gold. I think it's just only one stack of gold that it needs for the panels. Whoa! Okay. Whoa! So I've got that. Was it iron? I forget what the other... No, steel. Steel, and I got enough stuff to make steel. Alright. We're good. Waste tank caution. There we go. So it didn't waste any of the blast charges. Well, arguably the one that left a shelf. Oh, I missed that creative. Well, hopefully you feel better. Thanks for stopping in. And hopefully you feel better. That's so close. So let's go ahead and make the steel. Coal. Iron. 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 Okay. You're bringing the temperature down. Okay, that's the rest of what we needed. Okay, have you off-gassed everything? You have off-gassed everything. Okay. Let's go tell you creaky creak. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it should be ridiculously heavy. I don't know if I've got enough if I've got enough oomph in this. Need to get it up to 900. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Come on. The price is right. Come on.
Hunger caution.
Yeah, it's some pretty tough stuff. The atmosphere on Venus. Of course, yeah, your sulfuric acid rain and all that would be fun to deal with. Yes, I hear the happy pipes. The singing the song of my people. Trying to get it to 900 Kelvin. Come on, 900 Kelvin. We're almost there. Come on, we're right there. I know you got the temperature in you. I know you do. Come on, come on, come on. 4 degrees. 3 degrees. 2 degrees. Come on. Come on. You can do it. One degree. Give me a green light. Boom. Okay. So we got our steel.
Waste tank caution.
Yeah, waste tank caution. I gotta be wary of that. Okay. All right. How nice of you to drop by. Okay, and we lost power again. But that's the game we play. Okay. Waste tank caution. Let's deal with that first. There we go. Now, gold, steel, copper. Can at least look. 22. I could make 22 panels. I only want, or not 22, 12 panels. I don't want that many, but I could make it. My battery is actually going to be a problem here eventually. We can write it out a little bit longer. Okay. I can make regular glasses. I don't think I can make the sensor lenses because they require... Oh, actually, I could make Inconel if I had an advanced furnace. Which I need to do. I really do. Alright, okay, I will go outside. Yeah, you're completely dead. Hey, I got some coal on me. So, let's start with half a stack of coal. Whoa! Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. Ah! Okay. So turn that off. Figure out where I blew that cable. Right there. Which is in a silly spot anyway. Mouse wheel. Come on, respond. Okay. Well. Okay, I guess I will go inside. There you go, there's the boom. I knew we were due for one. I just knew it. So. Okay. Well, I guess I won't go out and do that. Of course.
Health critical.
Health critical. Battery critical. Alright, let's go drink. Eat, drink, be merry. Maybe call it a night. I suppose that's probably a good point. So I think advanced furnace is going to be the goal for tomorrow. After I get the solar panel deal set up.
Power critical.
Power critical, yes, I know. Good thing I'm not using it for anything useful. And there we go. We drank. I really should make a potato. But we're doing good here. Thriving towards seeding. Somebody's happy in there. Very good. Got a power surplus. That's very nice. Yeah, the inside storm is very interesting.
Health low.
I've actually got a obnoxious amount of that going on. But I've actually even had some of my stuff on the floor take damage as if it were outside. So I think it has to do with if it's laying in a crack or something, it counts it as storm damage.
Hunger caution.
Yeah, hunger caution. I got to make some potatoes. But I mean, that's we did good. We got down at least the main points of what I was going to do. I wanted to put up the radiator system for atmospheric temperature, which actually would be, if I was making steam right now, that would be super beneficial. And maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll wait for a storm to do my steam generation in batches. That would maximize the amount of power I get out of the Stirlings, reduce the amount of cooling load. I mean, that's probably the best way to go about it. Just store up all the oxygen and volatiles and everything until I have a storm. And that may be a consideration for sure. I might write that down. Remember that. Whoop, and there's the grow lights. But I think that's I think that's, yeah. Good spot. Feeling better about where we are. Got the AC actually working and not doing whatever weirdness it was doing. Taking this to sub-zero temperatures. Which I can go ahead and set the coolant back to where I wanted it. Now that I've got this AC on a IC. So I think we're in good shape. So I think I'll call it there for the night and return tomorrow to finish all of the current plans that I've got. So, yeah. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next time.